tend to put my phone this way so you can maximize the button. Well, I'm just getting set up here to drop some epiphanies on this Cancer Leo new moon. So there's 13 new moons in a lunar year as well as full moons. And I think may have gotten some slight iodine poisoning from drinking way too much bladderwrack. I didn't realize that till after. Like you're only supposed to drink like a teaspoon, and I had like legit an ice cream cup scoop, whatever, a freaking bladderwrack going rocky, and I started like sweating and stuff. But feeling better. This is a time of renewal, new moon. So Cancer Leo is the cusp, and it's the sign of oscillation, which is my sign, so I can get into that a little bit. Which is fire and water. And today was wicked humid, a little rain, crazy sunset. Anyway, I'm going to dive into this. I'm just kind of getting set up here. Somebody tune in. Drop some fire. Thanks for checking in. I'm feeling better right now, man. Like legit. Head was down earlier, feeling it. Like I went to the Compassion Fest the other day and I had a caffeine headache. I wanted to get some more footage. This beat's from my boy Mike who passed away. This was on an old school keyboard. I'm finding tapes and going through them. I get really nostalgic on new moons. Back when they had like these little keyboards. It's kind of a brief intermission while I get set up, but I got some shit to drop. I'll be checking comments too. Starting off with the 13 new moons and the 13 full moons, which are the 2 4s. Oh, hold that dial. So what you see behind me is spring water. I found a spring where I could get my own water. I don't tell. So I was talking. I wanted to get into start with talking actually. So starting off with the moon and emotions. It's my markers. Speaking the M. And kind of one thing that set this off, I found this old box. I don't buy leather or fur anymore after seeing Earthlings with the fox like getting skinned alive and blinking its eyes. I've been having like nightmares about that shit. But so we see like Meryl and these signs with the M. We also see Realm in REM. Damn, let me get into this shit. Markers. So I was talking about origami. I saw this thing. It's like all these mixed letters, and it's like, what are the first three colors you see? So mine were orange, purple, and blue, which ironically makes green, shade of green. So when we look at where to start, starting with Moses, the moon in emotion. So it's a certain way I want to word this here. It's kind of like hearing different sounds in the same patterns, or different patterns with the same sounds. When you think about synthesis and sentences, so when they say God spoke, spoke is from the blue, right? The blue chakra. So we could also see that as blue cipher. Now this gets me into the B, because B is 2, right? B is the second letter, 2B. But you can kind of see like 1 or L, and you see shackles. Shackles that bind. Ind is like independent, but you got bind. You can see the shackles that bind. I'm going to get into some of these patterns and some things I've been seeing. So we see realm. We say like reel to reel of fish, and we could also see this as layer, Laer, right? So it's interesting that there's 7 visible colors in a rainbow. Which also gets me into Luna. Oh shit. Kind of like those beats in the background. It's kind of cool. Get me going here. So this is somewhere I wanted to start. So when we look at, the bull, we're also dealing with direction and the pull, right? So if we look at compass, we'll see cow, pass. So this gets me into talking about the origami. So this made me think of my first color being orange. Orange has to do with arrange, like arrangement, which is like origami. And so this also gets into pressure, like press. Shit. So check this out. I'm gonna rock with this. So when you look at emotion, we could look at ocean. Moses split the sea with the ocean. Check this out. C can be pronounced like an S, and the N can be turned sideways like a Z. There we see Moses. Shit, I don't need that anymore. So when we look at the burning bush, it's also dealing with push, because we're dealing with red, right? Red is passion. Also passing the ion. Damn. So when I'm looking at the alphabet, I'm seeing like all these things kind of like reveal themselves. Okay, so Amma was before Ptolemy Soter, who enslaved the people of Africa as the first pharaoh, and it went from female to male. Okay, then it went to Serapis. He deified himself as Serapis. When we look at Serapis, Praise Jesus. Praise Serapis. Check this shit out. I mean, I'm not nasty with this. I'll fix that light. So, we see all these symbols. So when we look at the 5, this is like symbiotic with fire. Damn, I'm going to get back to this cow in just a second. So we're also dealing with the edge, just like the 5 fingers. The 5th finger, we're dealing with the edge with 5. Just like fire is far part of creation. So this gets into the ends justify the means, and this has to do with the key. Damn, let me get a picture. I gotta show this shit. Hey Google, where are you? Yeah, alright. Check this out. An awoken beam, focused beam. Check it. Oh man, it didn't post. I'm gonna pull this up. Hang on. Some pictures. Yeah. This shit is sick. So when you look at the key, we're dealing with the end. You know what I mean? It goes, the end that connects is a key, and you can see in the symbol 5. It's interesting that the Saturn symbol is like a 5 in the middle of the pyramid, right? It's kind of like a ripple effect thing going on. Another thing we could look at is like periscope. And that one's in my notes, man. I gotta get back to that. But blinds and binds. So when we eat, so when we eat, and something's good, we go, mmm. So when we look at sin, like we're born in sin. Sin, the other word for sin is ko. It's like when I talk about the compass or a cow. Ko is with. Ko is not a Scrabble word, but sin is. So, shit, man. So it started off, I want to get into authority too. So it started off with Eve eating an apple from a tree with the apple, right? With the apple. And so that's also where we can see apology. Shit gets crazy, man. But when I talk about say catch bull at 4. We're also dealing with a catch pull. Saying that again. Okay, check this. So when you look at the alphabet, like the jackal, here we see down jackal, like down jackal. So we know that K is the pause sign, right? So K is the pause sign turn, right? So I'm doing some origami stuff here. So we see the W here. It's a little better, more legible. Marker than red. When we see the reflection as a W, we also see walk, right? We see walk, WLK, and is a wall, is a wall, right? They say in Sweden, they say skull when things connect, skull, and they toast. So when you look at this on the wall, right, the K, when you look at the symbol, this looks like 2 walking legs. This looks like 2 walking legs moving in the direction of that. So it's on the sign of oscillation, which means like steady movement. So the down jackal, that also gets into, it's interesting they say downward doggy in yoga, that's a position. The jackal's a dog. You can also be looked at as God. Damn, down jackal. Fuck, that's crazy. You guys and stuff as I'm going. Alright, let's go. So, when you look at like, saying paradigm, it's interesting how, because we're dealing with the Garden of Eden, right? And so we're talking about heaven on earth. We look at heaven on earth. I also get into acronyms too, because we say like knowledge of the tree, the knowledge of when you look at the General Electric symbol too, it's also that. I forgot what I gotta get back to that one. So, but this gets back to the, hang on, the other one was the Tree of Life. So when we look at we look at this as the 2 13s in the center, because this is the pulse. This is our pulse, the push and pull. Cat's meow. So when we look at heart, heart is actually 7, but we do hearts, that equals 8. Here we also see shirt. We can say shirt. And we say like, when they're talking about cane, we could also see, we see snake, we see naked, we see a whole lot of stuff, unique. Damn. But when I was talking about heaven on earth, that's what I'm saying, heaven on earth. So this has to do kind of with the plagiarization, because ho, heaven on earth is ho, which has been like turned into a derogatory term. Whatever. So we look at like homeostasis. So you can see like meow. Alright, I'm gonna get into this here. I was talking about the compass. Symbiosis and synthesis. So when we look at sync, shit, man. We also see sane too. When we see Cain, we could also see sane, dealing with sanity. And Abel is obviously a bull. Gonna get to the right notes here. Okay, here we go, bro. Now I'm into this. Hey, check this. So a letter is written of letters. That retell. That retell. So when we say tell, that's also let. Like let there be light. Turn it down. So damn, this shit is crazy, man. Another way of looking at Adam and Eve is adding motion or emotion to endeavor, to which is work. Which it's interesting because if you say endeave, like endeavor, and it's interesting because it's endeavor, which is work. I was thinking about these symbols too, in relation to Amma, how AM we wake up in the morning. So we can see in Amma, we can see like two mornings, which, you know, we see that the hands like this, which makes me think of like our awake body and our sleep body, like, you know, different dimensions. Let me hear. Oh man. So talking about how 2 is movement. It's like a watt of electricity, but we also look at 2 tomorrow. If anybody out there drinks bladderwrack, just make sure you drink a little bit or you start like sweating. Cinco. Damn, Cinco. Shit, man. Sin is co. Sin means co. It's the same thing. We're dealing with Cinco. Cinco is the 5. Holy shit. Mayo. Which is also E, which is energy. So we look at the bullseye. Like I said in the last one, I'm just going to say it again, how we can see I and energy. We're dealing with the bullseye. And it's interesting that live is veal and veil. Anyway, I don't get too traily here. Keep it back. I got some fire notes here. An authority. So that's what I'm talking about, how a letter is written of letters that retell. Shit, man. Let's talk about breaking the 8. It's interesting that the G8 summit is in the gateway city. It's in the gateway city of Vienna, Austria. So back to the atom and endeavor. So your work in the military, your job is your MOS, which is military occupational specialty. Damn. Let's see if we can tie anything else here. So dealing with the tie and untie, it's also the 6 and the 7 too, which is the third, you know. Check this out. So Tesla said everything breaks down to frequency. Diggity damn. Check this out. So Moses got the 10 commandments on tablets. So now when you look at 10 commandments, now we look at the Ark of the Covenant. So look at Ark of the Covenant. So we're looking at Tesla like an effigy, which is F and G, which is 6 and 7. So FAG is turned into fag, which is another derogatory term. Interesting. But when we look at damn, Ark of the Covenant. Nent is 10, so we can write 10 like this. Maybe we can see Tesla as well. So it's T-E-C-L-A. Too. We also see that in Ark of the Covenant. And then when we look at, when we're dealing with sense, like our sense, minus the L in that one. Way away. So this gets me into the Omni. So when we look at like premonitions, when we deal with the Omni uh, premonitions. So we look at it's like pre now, premon, mon. Look at this now. Think about that one. Shun is also shun. T can also be pronounced like a S, like shun. T-I-O-N could be shun, which we see noise going that way. It's pre-now noise, premonition, if we look at it that way. So this kind of like doing some origami here with things that fall in place. That's what I want. Yeah. Both like my recipes and stuff, trying to find some epiphanies I wrote down. Sometimes I'll like look at my older videos and forget about things I said, and they spark some new stuff. Damn. So also with Tesla, we see tails, right? When we say rhythm, Adam gave rib, which is vibration. When we look at words like merit, we see right. It's interesting, right and light can be spelled like that too. Because we're dealing with the L and we're dealing with the tire, with the elemento. With the optics. So also kind of see it like, I also see kind of like an accordion with the alphabet. So I'm kind of doing this random here as I'm surfing through stuff. Damn, these are high level notes that are like, I really gotta think about those ones. But when we look at the keyhole, the key in the keyhole, damn, my bad for dragging here. Embryo. We're born in an embryo. Damn, shit gets deep. So it's interesting, like, when we remember, to remember is REM, ember. Wait, that starts a fire. That's a good one for going into the Leo. So rapid eye movement, also dealing with energy. So anyway, we got anybody tuning in? Cool, man. Thanks. We get more into the 7. The seven visible colors. So I do want to get more into like the chakra stuff too. Because I watched like when you watch the Marianas Trench and stuff where they find the animals, like the jellyfish at the bottom, they're legit lighting up. Like they have lights like going up and down. Pretty cool. So I don't want to go half-ass on this shit. I'm trying to remember what I wrote. So we look at like facts too, plus we looked at as fractal patterning. Five-star seed in an apple. Damn, okay, that gets into the 5-star seed in an apple. Johnny Appleseed. And there was a Jap animation called Appleseed. So we know it looked like the wizard Merlin. Damn, what was the name of the town? The wizard Merlin. I pulled the sword from the stone is the words from the tones. No joke, sometimes I lose myself in my notes. Some of my notes. So, okay, I'm getting into, so what I'm breaking down is like frequencies and things I've seen and patterns. Like when you write, dealing with left and right, when you like look at left, those are all right angles. Damn, those are all right angles. It's interesting you have felt, like past tense, like you were left. We also have T fell. T fell. So, damn, there was another one I was looking at. Elf on the Shelf. Yeah, when you look at Elf, another thing too, if you look at elves, they all have pointy ears. Just like those two triangles. And just like left, we're dealing with all those right angles, dealing with elf. I got too many mixed notes here. I'm trying to find the good ones so I can add to this. Time on authority. So we say letters retell. So a letter has letters that retell because all is vibration. And it's like when we say something, we're explaining it. So which is like to put on a plane. I heard Alan Watts talk about that in a lecture on explaining. Damn. Kicking a headache, but I'm feeling so much better. Alright, so we look at the garden. Oh, I was talking about the gatekeeper. I'm getting tangled up with that. Another way we can look at this too, dealing with the eating. Jesus was on the cross in the middle. That's also T, because if we write the M sideways, damn, I'm tripping, hang on. I lost the thought, man. Communication and unification. So also dealing with momentum, which has to do with moments. Damn. It's crazy too. Because we're dealing with light and weight. Light and weight. And it's like breaking the 8. It's T is 8. Which is also eat. So we're doing present and past tense. With the T. Right? And it's interesting that the oldest deity, right, was AE. Damn. Getting into that one. But so when we get into breaking the 8, we look at letters and different ways we could break this up. Hang on. So we look at late and wait. This is 3 and 5. If we break it in half evenly, we get date and date, which is dealing with also dealing with moments. But we also get mate, right? Because the M is 13, which is also 4. So you mate. When you date, you mate. You see this correlation. When we start to see these symbols, you can like really surf through it. So when we look at like Hertz, right? When in the Garden of Eden, I don't think this Hertz can be rearranged as shirt. But when we look at cards, they're suits of cards, right? We got hearts. Hearts is a suit. So dealing with that red and blue. And it's interesting that moon can also be looked at as zoom. Because when you think about the light that's projected here, it's mainly from the moon and the sun. And we get the 7 visible colors. Trying to think of something else I wrote down. So what there's, I believe 13 cards per suit. There's 4 different suits. I'll get back to this one. So we look at like a moon is blue, and we know that's Azul, which is Luna. So there's obviously like correlations between like looking at, it's almost like magnetism. And NK dense. So when we're dealing with dens, the lion's den, we're also dealing with dense, dealing with density. Which we also have send. Damn, these are some old notes, man. So when we look at end, we see the end. When the ends justify the means, we also see den. Like an O-den, O-pen, write that as lowercase d. And then we also see node, which like that's what our bones are. Our bones are like the growth. Any growth from like a stem is a node or bone. See if I should end it or keep rocking here. Let's see. So we know like Eden, we also see need. And need is to like need dough, which we need dough. And this omni is money. Is the lowest form of money is our cents. Shit, anybody got any comments? Chat. Oh, cool, man. JEF, that's my initials. That's what's up. What's up, Justice Dreamin', Gonf, the Self and Elf. Yeah, because we fell. And it's interesting. Shelf is kind of like selfish. Okay, so back to the eye of the storm here. My notes are all over the place, so I'm just gonna keep rocking. I might check out till later, but there's a couple epiphanies I had tonight while doing this. Coincidence is coincide. Coincidence. Damn. So we look at coincidence. Like that cinco. Sin is co. We see co inside dens. It's also ends. All right, peace out. Thanks for checking my channel. I'm going to get my notes together and put something proper down on the next one, because I don't want to be too scattered here. I got just had some epiphanies I wanted to drop. Till the next. Thanks for checking my channel. RenéG out. Jupiter retrograde slows things. Yeah, I guess I'm still on.